G'day viewers, Ken here. Just having a look at the ammo cache. Make sure I've got enough bullets. Welcome to Australia and New Zealand. That's what we'll be jumping around today. Have a look at both maps. Shooting on both maps. This is, I see this trail cam here. They use that in New Zealand looking for the moose and stuff. Maybe we're going to use some trail cams in the stories later on. Yeah. Anywho, it's a nice wee hoose. I'm actually standing up. No, I'm not. So we have looks like a red deer on the wall there. How's it looking here? I haven't been there. Okay, it's the dunny. So the fan's going, of course, circulate your room in the air. And over yonder we've got the computer to upload all the stuff we need to do. Made for four, just a normal dish set. Microwave to cook with, stove to cook with, and there's one of the ogres from New Zealand map. Right. Yeah, so I had the back door open, the door open, but I'm not particularly worried about too many snakes and that coming in. It's the one thing when that annoys me the most about the Americans. They all think that Australia has everything's going to kill you and everything here, and there's a video getting around 10 reasons not to come to Australia, and one of them is like the rip in the sun, and they're going about a Komodo dragon which don't live in Australia, and no idea, no research, no whatsoever. And on regards to the spiders and snakes, there's 16 types of rattlesnakes in America. And there's, there's deaf adders and puff adders and coppermouths and cottonmouths, I should say, and heaps of snakes, and Gila monsters will even kill you, like you're a crook anyway. And then spiders, you got the black widow, which is our redback, so there's your most dangerous spider of Australia. And then you got brown recluses and everything else. So yeah. I can come up with 100 reasons not to go to America. Hundreds of animals that will rip you apart and everything. So, yeah. And even in this map, they've let Australia down with the only predator we have, the dingo. If you want to go to the cryptids and that, we have yowies, they have Bigfoots, they have skunk ape, they have bloody, you got those Bigfoots running around, those experiments. Government experiments running around the bush everywhere. So yeah, I'll take the introduced pests and stuff these days. So welcome to Australia, where bloody snakes will kill you. Leave the snakes alone. Keep away from them. You can't outrun them. They're too quick. So just be smart. Back away slowly. I've come across snakes before. I've been, we were out looking for lizards once, me and my mates. And I had a sleepy in one hand and a blue tongue in the other hand. And I was standing on the bottom of this railway bridge. There was a big concrete pad down there. And I turned around and they said, snake. I turned around, there was a brown snake behind me. He was a bit arced up. He was all flared out and rearing up at me and stuff, because right behind him was his hole. And obviously he had some young ones down there or something. Oh, it was his hole anyway, it was his house. And I was standing outside his front door basically. So it took him by surprise that he heard something thumping around, come out, and there was this big ugly hairy dude standing there. Well, at that stage it wasn't big ugly and hairy. It was just a big kid. So there was only one option I had, and that was jump off into the water. So that's what I did. I still didn't drop the lizard food, by the way. But yeah, it's because I took him by surprise and I was, basically cornered him. Well, he cornered me actually, but it's not as if he's going to run down the river and try to kill me. Did a lot of stuff out that river. We did rabbiting back in the day when trapping was allowed, and where am I going? So I can tell I just did like this map hardly is even open. Actually, that's what I should have went. Should have went up. Let's go way up here where I know there's critters, and we'll go and open up that thing at the lake. There we go. We'll go up by the river. Yeah, that same river. I watched this. I watched a fox deflee himself once. We're out there shooting and that for rabbits and stuff, and then I looked over and saw this fox, and my mate was about to shoot. And I went, wait a minute, what's it doing? Because I saw it had wool in its mouth, and that's the reason why we were going to shoot it straight away. We thought it was eating carrion, or just killed a lamb or a sheep and just was eating it. But that was our first thought. But then I thought it looked a bit weird because it was like standing with its tail basically in the water when we saw it. And what it was actually doing was defleeing itself, that I found out once I worked out what it was doing. And what it was actually doing was it had the wool in its mouth, and it started to slowly reverse into the water. And we sat there and we watched it. I reckon it took about 20 minutes or so, because it slowly reversed a bit into the water in the creek, and then wait for the fleas to run forward, and then he'd go back a little bit more, and a little bit more, and he did that for like 20 minutes, slowly submerging himself in the water. And we just sat there and I was gobsmacked, you know. I was like, wow, I never knew they did that. And basically, when all the fleas, because he went right down to his nose, was sticking out the water, and then all the fleas now obviously will run across his nose onto the actual onto the wool that he had in his mouth, at the end of his mouth. And then as they all got in there, he must have been satisfied with they're all off of him, and then he just let it go. And of course, it floated down the creek, and yeah, he got out and shook off the water, and then I went, okay, now. And then we shot him. But yeah. And another actual factual true story, being on why there's so many ferals on this map. And one feral they haven't got on this map, which is the biggest predator of all in Australia, is domestic cats. Yes, domestic cats. We went out during lambing to get rid of the fox, you know, reduce the fox. You never get rid of them. Reduce the fox population, and ended up shooting 134 cats. We took the kids and that back home because they were in the back of the ute, going spotlighting, and then for the foxes, of course. So we took them home and then come back out again. We ended up getting 134. So yeah, my domestic cats that have been dumped from people that are having litters and not looking after them, and that was only just one part of it. Like basically on the other side of the Murray River, out in the Mallee and that up there. So you know, of course, farm cats and that breeding up and going feral and that over the years as well. Hello, Cocky. Where are you, Cocky? Lots of tracks around here. Can't see much yet. Well, we've got pigs. They're all pigs. Good Australian movie to watch if you can find it anywhere. Razorback. That should be one of their legendary trophies that you got to get for this one. Have a big old razorback. Watch the movie. It's really cool. Oh, it's pretty cheesy for back in this day, but hey, come on. Where would our film industry be if it wasn't for the pioneers, eh? So, where are we going? Well, we've got some deer. Where's the river from here? Straight down the hill? I really want to go across and unlock that. All the goodies are down there. Yeah, so I've put out a couple of videos on that before over on Stone Toad Gaming map, and go and check out the Ken Werrett map. That's the actual real life stuff that I do. Go to the beach and that. I haven't done it for a while actually. I've really got to get back into it and find out exactly what my story is. Oh, yeah, you'll be able to find out what goes on in my world. Oh, the guns, we didn't go through the guns, did we? We got 12 gauge with the red dot. Loaded buckshot actually. The 300. And I've got the 243 in pistol, single shot, which is really good for putting up pistol score on that if you got the map, or you new people that got the map when it come out. That are over on Leighton Lake and that, if you haven't brought any of the DLCs and stuff, yes, get the pistol pack DLC and use that pistol, get your pistol score up, and you can use the free ammunition. Which 243, people say, oh, you know, there's 243, there's not much to it, but I like it. Well, this is a too high a gun, man. Don't use a 300 on it. Don't use a shotgun on it. There he goes. He's running away now. Where's he going? Missed. Over the top of his head. God damn it. I rushed that one a bit. Well, there's that big thing going in there. Whatever that was. Probably a Sabre deer. Saber, whatever you call him. Samba, that's the one. Nah, missed him completely. I knew I shot too high. I'm a rubbish shot. Here we go, back on track. Running something I do a lot in the game. Like if I shoot something, then I'll run and pick it up. I totally missed that, but just by any chance, that might be nice. So I'd say that was a Samba, that thing that first roared out of us. Yeah, they focus a lot on the deer species and that, of course, to let people, you know, shoot the stuff that's here, I suppose. I've got fallow deer and that in the forest and that around me. A couple of red deer and up north a bit in the forest up there. They're all being introduced, of course. Kangaroos are native. Dingo's native, but they ain't on here. They got red foxes introduced. Everything's introduced on this map. It's like, you know, if you're going to represent a country, you should at least put some of their animals on it. Well, a couple. Like I've never seen, well I have actually, in the zoo. I've seen a saltwater crocodile and an alligator in the zoo. But that's the only time I've seen alligators and crocodiles. I haven't, never gone up north. And these days the humidity will probably kill me. Although, what doesn't try to kill me? Yes. Is there life after death? Yes, there is. I've been there, done it, came back again. If you want to know what that's all about, go over to Ken Werrett, my video, and check it out, my actual channel, and check it out. But the trees and that on here, like I was saying, like just putting down the ground with bushes and that, you got to actually give them kudos. Like there's glitches and stuff on some of the maps back in the day with, you know, the stuff there. They had to keep updating all the maps and that because of the things that were going on and the crashing and everything else. And you got to remember that all this stuff is like this binary bloody lines and shit that make up this one bush is like pages long, you know. The way it moves and in the wind and all got to sort of move in the same direction, and there's so much work goes into all these computer games and that. That's what, when anybody just says, oh, it's just a computer game, It's not just a computer game. The technology in these things is unbelievable. You know, it's not just a life you've got. You've got to go out and do something with it, experience it. Otherwise, you come back again. Apparently, yeah. I'm sick of coming back. So we'll go and open up this, saying this is a lake. Now there is places around this map like the Three Sisters, well that we saw it as soon as we saw it we said that's the Three Sisters. And parts of the high country up here is like New South Wales. This bit's sort of like more Queenslandish, I suppose. No, not as much tropical, is it? But yeah, there's parts of it in the hills there with the big granites and that sort of thing. I'll build that, might as well. But as soon as you look at it, me and my brother said straight away, New South Wales. Because we recognised it. So yes, being Australian, you do recognise like see these acacia bushes, yucca bushes, whatever you want to call them, blackfella bushes they used to call them back in the day because they used to have a spike, which you know they've got the big flower spike hanging on them. But the early pioneers used to be, because Aboriginals used to walk around with spears and that back then, and they used to have these big giant flowers. They got these flower spikes. If you go over to my Cam Werrett channel, you will see, when I go bushwalking, you'll see some, and I'll show you how to use the dry stuff underneath. It's always dry, so even when it's wet, you get that, and you can start a fire and stuff. But yeah, they got big flower spikes in there, and so they used to think that the Aboriginals hiding in there, ready to ambush them and stuff. You know, paranoid delusions. Hey, if they were around, they're probably watching you, wouldn't even know it. Was there one with the country? Right, now, I think we head now to over here to the river. We'll jump across over here because then we'll go down to the river, okay? Remove that one first, then go back onto that one. Oh, sorry. There. Yes, Australia, vast country. Everybody says outback straight away. You know, the outback's just mainly desert part. We've got woodlands, we've got savannas, snow country, which gets more. Our snow country gets more snow on it every year than what there is in Switzerland. I think it's Switzerland. One of those places, anyway. We get a lot. Now look at all these cabins and that too. It's so cool. These sheds, houses. What do you want to call it again? Got the push bike rack. Every school had a push bike rack like that back in the day. Had lots of them actually. Because little kids used to ride their pushies to school. Their bicycles. What do you want to call them? Pushies, push bikes. Let's go in and have a look at the cabin. Something we just don't do enough of. There's a fan, of course, circulating air right near the door. You can have it open a little bit and let the breeze blow through. High roofs, because heat rises, right? Microwave on top of the thing. The setup, hey look, it's got a Mexican blanket on the floor. These people that travelled over to Mexico by the look of it. Yeah, see some of the things from what was it? Or Rancho. I can't remember what the bloody map's called. The gun cabinet. Actually is. Yeah. See, much as Sarah Winchester's discussed, majority of those are probably Winchesters in there. Sorry, Sarah. Yes, isn't that the best architectural, magnificent architectural thing in the world? Her house. Why can't I go over that door, dude? if you don't know who I'm talking about, Sarah Winchester's, is it Henry Winchester? Her husband. The one who owned Winchester anyway, rifles and that. And apparently all the ghosts and that, again, coming back to it, you said life after death, yes there is. Yes, apparently all the people that were killed with Winchester rifles over the years and stuff. Oh, there's a rainwater tank too. You call them water barrels and stuff in America. There's your trash cans, wheelie bins. See, wheelie bins, got wheels on them. Normally that drain pipe, the gutter, will go into the tank. It wouldn't be on the ground like that. Now, oh yeah, this is the tea farm, isn't it? Because there's the barn over there. And these circle spots here, you have to do that loud noise just then. That was because you entered the circle. This is a shooting range. We got a fast thing and new one here. This is where you pick up your 22-250. That's a bit of a spoiler, but this if you go up to here and do the missions, you get the gun here, and you have to like do target practicing with Sprite cans, I think it is. I don't know, up that again. Yes, Sprit cans and that, so you shoot those. Yeah, so it's a rifle range, but what I was saying now, on Flaco Hernandez, I think it is, there's a woman in the game there who's a champion shooter, and she has these rings over all the map, like Leighton Lake and here and other places around the place, and if you go there, it's some sort of shooting challenge. So if you see those round clusters of rock, please do them. Enjoy yourself. Granite rocks. You see these moss rocks, a little bit of moss rock on it, a little bit green in this corner. See beautiful big old rocks. This is the New South Wales country I was talking about. Yeah, that's where I was born, New South Wales. Live in South Australia, but born in New South Wales. I've been to plateaus that never close down. Yes, 20 sea levels of purgatory apparently. I was just a visitor to one. So, Riverlands. Now, if you're out in bush, if you're out in the desert, if you're out in, like on my videos, if you watch them, you'll see that I talk about gum trees and that in a straight line. If you're walking across the fields and that, and you see all the gum trees and that, and if you get to a high vantage point like that, without seeing the river, you could see the tree line. You'll be able to see the gap in the trees winding its way through where the river is. Those sort of things. You'll watch the bird light in the evenings and early morning. They'll be heading for water. That Willy Wagtail sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, beautiful little bird. Yeah, one thing I can say, they've got a lot of bird sounds and that I recognise straight away. You know, that was a New Holland bird just then. They got a wattle bird in this game as well. It's not here at the moment. But one thing they haven't got is the magpie. They've got it on the New Zealand map, they haven't got it here. Now, can we find something to shoot? God damn. Because I haven't opened up this map yet, really. As you can see, it's mostly closed down. Haven't opened it really up. On the other profile I've gone around and I've opened up the whole interior. Yeah, open up the whole interior. What we do, we get on there all together, and when a new map comes out, whoever's got it first, we'll go around, which is normally me. I stay up all night, do it, and then see the glistening on that rock over there. Wow. Yeah, I stay up and I go around and open up all the map, all the cabins and that sort of thing, all the towers, and then when everybody else wakes up and for the day and that, they get on, then I go around and plant tents, and we all open up all the cabins and start then open up towers and discover the place after that. But that's how we do all the maps, so then we can all shoot on it, play on it. Normally after about one day, everybody just drifts off and does their own thing. But yeah. But that's how we do it. Open up all the cabins for everybody. Whoa, doggy. Did you just appear out the ground, bro? You're magic. Hound dog. What you doing here, son? Hey? Belvedere. I got a black and tan. The reason why I got black and tan is because of the Rottweiler I used to have. And his name was Blaze because he was a Rottweiler with white blaze down his chest, and he was huge actually. He was massive. Not like his old man. His old man was a legendary dog around this area called Hoover, and he lay down next to the car, and people used to drive down the street and drive around him. He was a big boy. He actually put a dent in my mate's car once, chasing a cat across the road as we drove past. Cat went under the car and he went bang right into the side of the door. Got up, shook his head off and walked back to his yard. He's a big boy. First time I saw him was that night. I walked around the corner and he was standing in the middle of the footpath, and I froze. He got ahead like a lion. A massive thing. I shit myself. I was scared shitless. I didn't know where, like you freeze. You don't know if it's aggressive or not. And he wasn't. He was a big dopey guy. Only once I saw him go off. He didn't like one go up the street one day. Dogs and kids know. Animals know. Just always watch the animals. If you watch the animals, bloody fox. On one of my ghost videos, you'll see that I recognise a fox out in the paddock making a noise. I debunk it straight away. Same as a sheep coughing in the paddock. I'm not one of these people who go, oh, what was that noise? Oh, is there anybody here? Of course, if you're standing in the middle of the cemetery, there's heaps of people there. Jeez, dopey freaks. Yes, on that video you'll be introduced to people that are 100 years old. Alright, here's our first victim. What have we got here? I should just have a quick scan. Oh, that's that one. There's another one there. That one's a tree, that one's a paw. Which one we got? Oh, what one's that one? That one's a 4 as well. That was 111. That was that one. 134 or something. Missed it. Went between its neck and its back. You see that? I can hear them. Start trotting in a minute. Trot, son. Bounded for your life. Oh, we got more of them. Ah, that was a Samba. That actually was a Samba. Quick change guns. Not the shotgun, bro. That's the problem when you carry too many guns. No, Sam's gone. Alright, we'll just go over and pick that one up. Hey, says I haven't hit it. I don't think so. I at least hit it once. At least hit that one once. This one could be the second one actually. Well, we'll go back and reload this gun while we're trotting across here. And take my sweet Alabama time, because no one's here at the moment watching anything. So you'll be watching it later if you're watching it. And if you watch it later, thanks for watching it. Go over to my other channel, like I said, check that out, see what you think. If you like it, like and subscribe and all the rest of that stuff. Aurora. Where are you, son? Never ever hunted any type of deer species in Australia in my entire life. 57 years old, never ever hunted any of them. You know why? Because they're always out in the middle of like people's farmlands that are back onto state forests and that sort of thing. Right, so there's nothing here, and it says there's nothing over there, so right, fine. You can keep your deer. I'll go over here now. I'm just raving away to myself, by the way. Where are we going? This way. Yeah, I know you're up there. I can't see you. So anyway, hunting's not very good today. Well, hunting's good, but I'm shit. We've got some quail up there. I wonder if the BB's stuffing. Yes, this rocky terrain is great. Excuse me. Half my lung trying to get out of my throat again. Yes, I was thinking about putting up a doing is there life after death video about my situation and the things I saw. Is that the quail? That's the quail. I may go to shotgun too, by the way. In real life, I'm really good with the shotgun. Yeah, so Australia. Look at all the rocks. It's probably gold around here too. Yeah, I got my detector and everything to go looking for gold in Victoria and that. Got a miner's license. Had a miner's license for years actually. But yeah, just can't afford to go anywhere. It all takes money. Yes. Look at the countryside, look at the mountains. Well, as the mate from New Zealand would say, they're not mountains, they're hills. Actually, there's one of the videos in that I was live streaming actually in the last live stream, and I thought he was coming through on the microphone. Well, we were talking to each other, and because he wasn't in the game, he just clicked onto. Yeah, he didn't come into the live stream like onto the game itself. He just clicked into the voice chat because we leave it open most of the time. And when he jumped on, I thought you could hear him, but you couldn't hear him, which sucked because we were having a conversation about the hills being only hills and not mountains. From a New Zealander point of view, and a Maori New Zealander as well. Traditional Maori, a traditional New Zealander. Just his personal opinion on the thing. And basically that's what life's all about, people's personal experiences and their opinion on things, really. You can get a whole room of people in one scenario, and 10 different scenarios come out of it, you know what I mean? It's like the way, their perspective of how they see things, and their educational level, their spiritual level, you might say. Things they choose to see, put it that way. How they see the world through their eyes. Hello, Piggly Wiggly. Probably won't even get a look at this thing because normally they run away. It could be over there. No. Oh, I thought that was a highlighted out log then. So you'll find around river areas, especially, see how that's all black on that log there? Oh, it's actually the full tree, but you can only see a little bit of it. Well, on our gum trees and that, you'll see big cutouts, and that's where they used to cut out the canoes, or the bark and that to use as canoes. The Aboriginals and that around the Riverland area. You'll see canoe trees and that all the way around the place. I know where a few of them are. I should go up and just take the video out and go for up there and check them out and make a video on it. Talk about it and how they used to get reeds and put them on top of their heads and sneak around and get the ducks from underneath the water. Act like a floating bunch of reeds. Crafty fellas. And the native bees and that in Australia, what they used to use is they used to find a feather, and then they'd get a human hair, tie it to the feather, and then catch a native bee somewhere. If they saw one, they'd catch it. They'd tie their hair around it, like tie a loop around the native bee with the hair and the feather on the other end, and then they used to let it go, because the way the feather used to slow it down and make it visible for them to see where it's going. And then when they get up to the hole of their tree, they go in, and of course they go up there and they cut the tree open and get the honey and that out. Majority of times they would not take it all, so that was that anyway. Majority of times they would not take it all, so then they can just like rebuild it, of course, and then they can come back and get some more later. Right, let's go to the river. Beautiful country. When you're watching this later on, and you're going, you're not shooting anything. Well, this is the majority of my time. See, I don't harvest animals, I hunt animals on all my maps. And that's where you like see if... Where is that guy? Alright, let's use the big gun for a start. We see that sandbar. I shall shoot the sandbar. Oh, he right there. Okay. Where he right? Here. He's up top of the ridge or something, is he? I think I've got my ghillie suit on. Yeah, I've got my ghillie suit on. I'm just a bush. You don't see me. Oh, what was that? Just got a little bit sneaky. What the? There's a balloon over there on top of the hill. What was I talking about? I was trying to thought then. Oh yeah, I walk around, and in doing so, if you walk around your maps and unlock all your things instead of racing around with the ATV, well, I do the ATV thing when we get a new map and I race around and I unlock all everything for everybody to get on the next day, like I said, and then just go around and put tents down, everybody unlock it that way. then the hunting begins. Um, but I walk around like this all the time. I wander around. I go from cabin to cabin to areas. But I don't put a lot of tents and that down. On the African map I've got tents down, another profile. Just to go from waterhole to waterhole. But I like looking around the bush, working out the animals' patterns. That's like when you see that thing saying that they should just say like a tree fell on your thing, not a beaver cut down a tree and it fell on your tent, because there's no beavers in half the maps that they not existing at all on the continents that they even say that happens to. So we've got something down there, so I might go that way. Yeah, bloody beavers. But it's normally if you put down a tent on a game trail, like somewhere where the computer generated animals walk, and then that thing's obstructing them. So instead of the glitching up there and like piling up, like cocky, that was a black cockatoo by the sound of it. Black cockatoo, which is good for these ranges because they've got gang parrots and red-tailed black cockatoo, yellow-tailed black cockatoo, and then you've got normal galahs, and I've heard corellas on it, not corellas, what do you call them? Are they corellas? Yeah, the little one. See, did you hear that? Just then, that was a wattle bird. We've got bellbirds. I've got lots of different birds in here. It's unbelievable. I was going to do that once. Just go around and with a GoPro and just like all those bird watchers and animal enthusiasts and stuff are all over the world. Just go around and like take photos. And have to take a bird book with me just so I can say what the genus is. Yeah, what's in your local area? That's another thing. What's in your local area? Have you got bush that you can go to? Like I know a lot of places in America, you have to like campsites and that. You got like these designated little areas that you pay money to camp at. Isn't it? We have those. It's called caravan parks. Now, majority of the places now are starting to do that. Like councils want you to like camp. Like if you watch my World's End video, Burra Gorge. Yeah, if you want to camp there, you have to go into Burra, which is like 30 k's away from where the gorge is. Pay a fee, or you can pay a fee at the gate too, apparently. Pay a fee and then go back out there and camp. It's like, boo, really? And they're locking down a lot of parts of the Australian bush, which has been a thing of the forward driving community for years, and the rest of us Australians, the forward drive guys are the ones they use the excuse, say they go in there and wreck the tracks and stuff like that, but they don't. I can guarantee majority of the fires in Australia in the bush are not started by campers or four-wheel drives. They're just for overgrown undergrowth when there's been a storm and that sort of thing. Parks and wildlife not taking care of, like that's what happened to Kangaroo Island and all those koalas and that got all killed because they weren't taking care of the koala population, and they weren't dispersing it throughout Australia or that sort of thing. That's why so many died. Basically because they had full control over that situation and a lot of the other situations, so point the finger where it's fucking needs to be pointed. And yes, I just swore. You'll find when I get pissed off, I swear. Because this is my channel. I do what I want to say, what I want to say. And if you're vegetarian and you don't like shooting in that don't watch this. If you're against hunting, don't watch this. Because you won't see any. You'll be bored shitless. Bored out of your brain trying to watch me shoot. Haven't even killed anything yet. Look at my map. Nothing. I'm enjoying nature. That's another thing. How many times have you bloody stopped and just, like, even if you're in the city, there's got to be a park around somewhere. You know, there's got to be somewhere where you can just go sit down under a tree and breathe in the oxygen coming out of it, and you know, and just enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the world you live in. Feel the sun on your face, you know. The world in which we live in. What's he over there? Oh, there is sandbar. So that's way out there. I wonder if I should take a shot of the day. I reckon I should try to clean it up from... Oh, hang on, what gun is it first? 300? Yep, that's alright. Do that again. Where'd it go? Did I hit it? Looks like it went down. Well, there's no one there. Doe. Not this. She went, what was that? Oh well. I reckon that, yeah, the buck I shot and killed. One shot. And these ones over here will be running for the hills now. So you could get a kill every time with this, with a 300, but it doesn't hold integrity in that, which I don't care about integrity anyway. There's another sandbar. I don't care about integrity and stuff. I reckon I might have hit a bit of that one. So we'll make a way around the lake this way. If I'm far enough away, things just stay in place, as you've seen with that. If you stay far enough out and do long shots, and practice makes perfect. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm not bloody perfect. I'm just the average Joe. Average person that wants to feed his family. There you go. You should be allowed to feed your family from the critters around you. Yes. I also, you know, I said about vegetarians before. If vegetarian, don't watch this shit, you know. Right, so we've got pigs, a couple of pigs and a deer and that to go for. We don't like samba. That was a bad shot, by the way. It was on the side of it. I was trying to get it behind the elbow. There's some nice boars there. I hate those spotted pigs. They're not we haven't got Gloucestershire old spots in this country. We've got Razorbacks. Right, let's change down the gun. No, not that one. And one more. Keep forgetting that, so. Right, let's take some pot shots at these pigs when I see them. If I see them. Hello, you.
Yeah. I put the lotion in and I put it out.
Oh, okay. Ta. Have you more? Yes, I was saying about the vegetarians, if you don't like this hunting game and that, don't watch it because it's no point. They're not real animals. You can't use any political statements about them. They're all fake. No lives have been interrupted at all. Alright, let's go get this doe first. Come on, dog. Let's have some fun. Let's get the deer and get him on the run. Just checking. Yeah. Plus, I'm an omnivore. I'm omnivore anyway. I eat meat and vegetables. Every single one of my meat plates has vegetables on it. When the kids growing up, they had five veggies on their plate all the time. It was a thing for them. We had to have 5 veg every single time. Grew vegetables, grew fruit. You know, carry on about getting their food from supermarkets. I heard Tash and that say it the other day. It's ridiculous. Oh, but we got Brazilian nuts and that. Yeah, and they clear forests and that. What do you think Steve Irwin was flying up all the forests and that over there, stopping from clearing it for the animal habitat? They think that if the world goes vegan, that you can just like grow anything whenever you want. This country's been in drought. We had a 10-year drought, and then we that was nice, wasn't it? 10-year drought. Then this year we've had floods and everything else. We went, oh, water. That's a nicer one. I think we better go and pick that up. Wait for it. Is it going to show up? Maybe not. Did I hit that? I'll have to go and have a look first. And then we'll come back down here and track that female. Yeah, and like this year we're flooded out, so you know, crops that are underground, they think, oh yeah, just grow whatever. You can't grow whatever. Mother Nature predicts what you grow and what crops. Farmers have been failing with crops for centuries. You know, places turn into dust bowls and everything else because of drought and that. You got no idea what they're talking about. And then they're saying it's all right. Kill all the insects and everything too, because you know they devastate their crops, mass production. You know, kill them all, and the bird life and everything else when you spray and that. Yeah, good on you, idiots. No idea. They just have an idea, but they've got no idea the outcome and that of it. The biodiversity stuff and that. You know, like microorganisms and that suffer, that make up the ecology. By the way, they want you to turn all these animals loose in that too, which is unproductive. Like, look at the feral problems that we got in every country as it is, and they want to add more to it by releasing all the animals. Unless they want to kill them, they probably want to kill them so they don't destroy their crops as well, like the insects, right? That's right. Certain powers to be are going to nuke the whole place anyway, and we'll all be dead. I was kind of hoping for a zombie apocalypse with this the big sea that was running around. Eh? I thought once it gets to Africa, it'll be Ebola virus. We're definitely going to have zombies. All genetically engineered. Thank you to the woman that actually accidentally, I think she did it on purpose myself to save everybody, but you know, accidentally infected herself back in the start in the lab, because they were trying to mix SARS in with that as well, so it would have been 15 times more the death. And they're fact sheets. People only just talk about it now. It's like I've been talking about it for years. Get with the program. Same as the bird flu epidemic and the swine flu epidemic, all extending from the same place. Yep, we all have Yes, we have antidotes ready to go. Vaccines for something that's never been heard of. But we still can't control the common cold. Oh, in case you're wondering, there's no direction map and everything like that down the bottom there. I've taken it all off. It tells me how much ammo I've got left or that sort of thing. It's all gone. And one of my profiles that I hunt with, my private one, I don't even have these glowing things everywhere. I don't have footprints. I just do it open air. I do have the dog to hunt though, to track for me. Good boy. Good boy, Digger. There we go, everybody. I have a little access there. What? No, it won't shoot anything else because I have to go back to this waypoint back here and get these guys. Naughty me. Normally I only hunt one thing at a time. But I've got to show you something, right? I've been into it for nearly an hour and hadn't got shot anything, so... That one, do you hear that bird? Right? That's a wattle bird. Cuckoo bird, basically. Australian cuckoo bird, and what they do is they find a nest. Excuse me. They find a nest with eggs and that in it, and they'll push the eggs out, and then or they'll lay an egg in there. Sorry, and they're baby ones, the hatches that will push the other eggs, like the eggs out the nest, and then the parents of that then come along and they feed that baby bird, like they feed the wattle bird. Meanwhile, these babies are dead on the ground outside, being taken away by critters or ants or whatever. Yeah, so they basically sit in the nest, and then you have like these little tiny, like fairy wrens, little tiny birds, right, with a big giant cuckoo baby, which they're feeding them that. Like they go on double time feeding this big fat little bird. That turns into another cuckoo. That repeats the process over again. That's a nice light coloured one, isn't it? Oh, they do that every time to me. They pause. It's in the programming. You're aiming, they pause just before the gun. And when you, like if I tried to adjust it then, it would have started walking, but I tried to outsmart it and fire the shot, but I wasn't quick enough. Went over its back. Just went over its back. It's not the game glitching. It's not nothing like that. That was me. I glitched. Don't blame the tools. I'll blame myself. What are we talking about anyway? I can't even remember. Do you remember? Look at this. Look at this. Just take it in. You can almost taste the non-eucalyptus. Yes, I have eucalyptus lozenge type things next to me at the moment, and I have eucalyptus spray in my toilet. 99% jams killed with eucalyptus. It's all from the leaves of the eucalyptus tree. Right, dog, let's get over here and start tracking. Come on, dog. Yeah, I don't, like at first I was buying the bonios, the treats for the dog, um, and then I stopped doing that, because even in real life my dog was addicted to certain things. Bonios are called. Not addicted in a bad way, it's just the dog loved them, so they wanted them as a treat. Not in a bad way, it's good that they eating that sort of thing rather than, yeah, those disgusting little pieces of leather they say is good for the dog, which are not. We won't go into those brand names, but I will promote Bonios, even though I said my dog was addicted to it. She were, only because it was the best thing for him. It's ducks, cats, mate. There's you're on the rock. Right, I know, I'm coming. I shouldn't be doing that. Yes, I know. Where you at? Alright, let's go. Oh, he's telling me off. He tries to tell me I don't appreciate him enough. Right, where is it? 025. Where is it? Up there? There it is. Yes, son. That's it, son. Right, she's done. She's a dark brown. There we go, I'll let you have a look at it. 175 metres. Yeah, that's it. Nothing to write home about. Now, we'll go to the next port of call, which was over here yonder. Hear that cocky? Carrying on. Got crazy cocky. Right, so we'll just trot over there, find this one, collect it, and then we'll get back into it again. But look at the countryside, look at this. How about beautiful big hills in it. That's like on, I'm going to promote Farming Simulator now. The maps and that that I'm going to refer to is by Oxygen David. Bullet Bill back in 17 was the man as well. On his maps, every house was a different house, that sort of thing. Right, here we are. Oh, it's a hog deer. Oh, it's a hog deer. I thought it was a sambar. Oh, these are little deers from normally. They're not as big as this in real life, from what I've seen. There you go. Look at a hog deer. I don't shoot many of these. It's probably about the second deer I've actually shot. Hog deer. So the other one's probably a hog deer too, that I thought was a sambar. Nice little fella. Wrong ammunition, of course. That was a 300 I shot him with. But I wanted to make sure he stayed dead, you know what I mean? Right, the other one was over this way a bit more, and then it ran away. We'll get the dog onto it in a sec. No, there it is, just laying there. Right, so they're the two tools I use basically with the it is another hog deer. Alright. Okay. Oh. I was going to see how far that was. Did anybody see how far that was? That was the first one I shot, remember? From a distance. Looking. Nada. Right, where's the new port of call? There's hey, you up above the mountain range over here. Probably there's a lookout or something, but we'll head that way, up into the hills. I mean, why not, right? Right. If I see you, I'm going to shoot you, because people want to see something. Yeah, so kids, don't be a vegetarian. Don't be a meat eater, be an omnivore, right? That means both. keep the body supplied and all the energy and protein and everything that it needs. Go with my kids' principle of buy veg on the plates, carrots, peas, corn, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. A lot of people don't like Brussels sprouts. They're only baby cabbages, and I like cabbage. Corn on the cob, asparagus, if you want to go with that line. Whatever you can, and cherry tomatoes. Plant out cherry tomatoes and put them in a pot, and that way you can have nice fresh is best, always best. So yes, do that. Grow some chooks, have eggs and stuff, and feed them your scraps on your veggies. Rabbits are a pretty good one for meat supply as well. You don't have to have a big joint to be self-sufficient. See, I used to use to breed a lot of rabbits and that, or breed rabbits for consumption. We used to take care of them, and with the gun control and stuff like that, we sold a lot of our guns straight away when they had the buyback. And that's another thing that's annoying when Americans and that think that the government just come in and took all our guns and stuff like that. They didn't. But we sold them back to them. They had a buyback program where you could sell your guns, even if they're broken, to get the guns basically out of the circulation. And they brought them back. They brought them back from you and gave you money for them. And it's a misconception that they just walked in and took everything from everybody. They didn't. They weren't knocking on doors and kicking doors in and stuff like that. It's a myth. It's a conspiracy thing to. Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the reasons why you don't go to America. Port Arthur was the worst thing that happened in Australia, and it shouldn't be happening on a daily basis in America. That's all I can say about that. That's what I'm going to say about that. But you can still have guns in Australia. You can still have semi-automatics and that sort of thing if you have a purpose for it. We just have to. Well, we don't have guns anymore. And straight up, I had a false allegation made against me. So they come around and they actually took my guns, and I said, well, put a charge on me, and they wouldn't put a charge on me because it was a false allegation. They didn't want to tread that fine line. So after, I think it was a year or two, they had our guns in storage, and I kept persisting that they need to charge me and my wife, because it was her guns as well they took. And they wouldn't charge me, so they ended up making threats and that, saying that if I don't sign this piece of paper to turn them over to them, that they were going to lock me up and on false charges and stuff like that. Trump up some charges against me, assaulting the police and that sort of thing. 6 of them come to fucking force me to sign the thing. So there you go. That's how that went down. Now the truth's out. But anyway, I got both. Fucking dickheads. Although lately the Greenies are pushed in South Australia, for example. Or they're trying to push everywhere around Australia not to even have bow hunting anymore. People still go rifle shooting. People still hunt deer and that on a regular basis. Animal control. Governments poison animals, which is it's up to you to make your own decision about that. They go put baits and that out everywhere where native animals can also get them and poisoned when they're trying to kill the pigs off and that sort of thing. Dogs get poisoned, And this is a non-cruel way of doing it, apparently. I even had National Parks and Wildlife guy tell us once at the Pistol Club that at the Riverland, he was saying that they'd break up glass and put it in bits of meat and that and bury it in the ground along the river and that for the foxes and that to find. And we said, so it dies of fucking slow agonising death. And they said, well, they're only ferals anyway. It's like, it doesn't matter, mate. They put restrictions on us shooting culling foxes and getting rid of rabbits and stuff like that. Even farmers have to have permits to like get rid of the kangaroos and that on their properties and that these days. That water pump's loud. That's tea, by the way. Good old Bushell's tea. Robert's, that's Robert's farm. That's his. There's the barn over there, the one we just started before. The house up around the corner there a bit, over there. You can just see it. Yeah, so there you go. And of course they abolished trapping and that years ago for rabbits and stuff as well. But then you had the increase of rabbit population, so then they put calicivirus introduced into Australia, which they didn't know how it was going to affect the. First of all, it was myxomatosis, which makes the thing slowly, all their eyes and that, they get blind basically and they can't see anything. They slowly starve to death. Facts. And then when you shoot them, back in those days we used to go out rabbiting and shoot and get 200 rabbits a night, that sort of thing. Feed families, process them and for everybody to eat, of course, not just to dump on the ground or anything. We used to supply some lots of meat back in those days. And then and then they use myxomatosis, and then of course you come across the one with myxi, all its eyes are all bloody conjunctivitis basically, that's what it looked like. And they're skinny and everything, so basically you shoot them and put them out of their misery. And see, that's the thing, a lot of people think that shooters, hunters, all the rest of that are just going out and just killing things all the time. For sport and for fun, shits and giggles, But it's not. It's conservation as well. It's getting rid of introduced species for one, to stop the extinction of native animals and stuff. And even back in the day they culled out. Let's go and do some crocs. They culled out the Tasmanian tiger and stuff like that. And that's doesn't sit right with me either. They're still around, by the way. They're like the Bigfoot and that. Everybody reckons they're not there, but hello, Wake Up Australia. I reckon this mythical creature called Jesus is there too. Don't worship false gods, by the way. False idols. Yeah. Apparently God loves me because he made me come back again. Don't know why he wasted his time. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go over to Ken Werrett and you'll find out exactly what we're talking about. I'm a bona fide miracle. If you want to go along those lines. Internal suburb. Texas Heart Shot. The girl's going, what's going on? Who did that? Noisy bugger. Just behind the shoulder. Hopefully she'll go down. Trees and away. Never shoot through things that can ricochet. Yeah, so there's ethical hunting and there's hunting with dogs. You can hunt with dogs, hunt pigs with dogs, but then they're trying to stop that as well. Dog's a pack animal. It still has genetics and everything. That's why you have dogs attacking kids and that sort of thing. Not really attacking kids, but they have that It's something flight they chase type of thing. It's just the way the nature of the dog. That's why people they have dogs and they have no control over them, and that because they're not the alpha. They don't understand how an animal works. And you've got to have an alpha and a beta, which is normally yourself and your wife or whatever the case may be. And then you have, like every single kid you have, you teach your dog that they are below your kid. That's something you teach them straight away. That's why you get people getting bit by dogs, kids getting bit by dogs and stuff, because people who own them have no idea what the concept of the animal itself. And it's just a thing, it's a thing in all nature. They're not really aggressive animals. They're just put into a situation where they fight or flight. Same as every human will do exactly the same thing. Fight or flight. Protect themselves. Protect others. It's something that we do. It's in our DNA. It's in our genetics. Same as the dogs. Same meat, different gravy. Have I loaded my gun? Yes, I have. Come on. Oh, there's the geese. Yeah, so that if you go back over my videos too, like I always carry on like a cut snake. Just getting annoyed with things lately. Saying my piece. Is that a gator down there? Crocodile. Oh no, they're at the water's edge, cornered. Alright, they're stuck on the water's edge, are they? Oh, these old gators, ain't it? That bull there, is it? Now they're done. There's one more standing. I'm still standing. Oh, we're gonna go for a brain shot. So that's my. And see, that's the thing with me. See, my way of shooting is give them a brain shot, kill them, put them out there. Other people don't give brain shots because they want the trophy, you know. Just what they do. He's down. He's out in Beverly Hills, and there's a gator, a crocodile over there. Keep saying it. Oh. A crocodiliac. There he is in the background. He's running. Heading for the drink. These things will come after you too. That's why I like the fact that they got the It's starting to rain, is it? In the swamplands, in the mangrove swamp. So we'll head down for the mangrove swamps down here and pick up all these cattle. And watch the crocodile. There's one there somewhere. Over there. Get them before my crocs eat them all. So these are benteng. Yes, I know, boy. There you go, mate. Nothing to write home about. Get these two before the crocodile get me. If you wonder why I'm jumping all the time, until I attract the crocodiles a little bit. To let them know that I'm here anyway. Right, we'll go along the beach and have a quick squiz. We're coming up to the 1:30 minute. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh. Yeah, where was he? He's up here in the hill somewhere. That's the thing. Crocodiles don't always, or aren't always in the water. You've got to be very careful. There's one out there in the drink. I just saw him. This one was pretty close here somewhere, wasn't it? Stop running around, dog. Making me scared. And yes, I am scared. I remember going on Africa for the first time, and I was walking along going to that tower, and it was just turning night, I think it was. And yeah, I was walking along, and the next minute I heard in the long grass, and I shit myself. Panic rung. And then the next time I got on the map, I forgot that that's where I got off. I got that scared and jumped off. And then next time I come back on. How long do you reckon this shot is? $25. No one just there. Ooh. Reckon we'll hit his back. That one's dead. This one here is 75 to 100. Just got him just on the back of the back. And I must be very careful because there's one right here somewhere. Yo, heard him. In danger. Now this one's going to start wandering down this way a bit. Floating this way, should do. So I'll go out here a little bit and see if we can trigger something. Yes, when you come to this beach, always scan along the top of the wood line, tree line. Oh, another one over there. Those two are dead. They're floating this way. Another two up there is in the water. Got him in his back again. One past that a little bit further. That's way up there on the peak, see? Very long shots. Coming after me yet? Let's reload. Yeah, on that other profile I've got too, where there's no tracks in it, bubbling away, and I also have to reload. Every time I fire a shot, I have to rechamber another round. So I made it as hard as I could for myself. I actually should record one of those sessions and put it out. It's a big old Goldie. What's the distance? 215. Well, comparing stats the other day, I mean the rest of the guys, and mine's 449, I think it was. 450, something like that. Yeah, that wasn't a... what's the trophy on that? Someone's coming to my front door. So, hang on for a sec. Yeah, it's 450 it was. Was my longest distance with a fatal shot. So so it's 1,015. It's way off. So these other ones haven't surfaced, so I don't think I've got them. Have a look. So we've got 4 more minutes. Now I'll close it up there and leave it there. Whoa. Yeah. The Banteng. The only way I remember Banteng is Ben 10. Nickelodeon, you know. Kids grew up with Ben 10. So I say Ben 10, Tang. Well, there's a gator on the beach and we all went, oh shite. Roll over. Oh, too low. I got it. Far back, but it got it. No other floaties. Oh, they're up on the hillside. There you go. There's a live one around here somewhere. In the water probably. Well, there's 2 that I shot at before and didn't get. They're gonna get me. Oh. Bloody dog just moved next to me, scared the shit out of me. There's a blowing again. Yeah, there's 2 under the water there that I can't see. Dog knows they're there, so he's warning me. Anyway, that's your 1:30 mark, so I'll leave it there. You can't be good at it. Uru.